What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and before we get into today's video, go ahead and check out Green Gridiron in our bio. They have these little helmets like this. Mine's a throwback helmet. If you guys want the current helmet or even other custom helmets, they have them in the link below. And it's not just mini helmets, you can have life-size ones as well. Yeah, go check them out in the link below, Green Gridiron. But yeah, jump right into today's video. So I've been waiting a little bit to try to see if the numbers would come out, but they haven't just yet. But Bradley Chubb is taking a pay cut for the Miami Dolphins. They have restructured his contract, and don't get this confused with like a typical restructure. Like the restructure that we did for Bradley Chubb, Teron Armstead, Jalen Ramsey last year, like all those contracts that we restructured last year and the year before that, they kicked a little money down the road. They turned their money that they were going to have as their base salary into a signing bonus, and that's basically what happened with those. However, Teron Armstead, Bradley Chubb, they actually took pay cuts. Now, real quick, I'm going to talk about Teron Armstead so people understand it a little bit more. Teron Armstead, he is not sure if he's going to retire or not. If he retired with his full base salary, the Dolphins will be on the hook for somewhere between $8 to $12 million against the cap, even though he's retiring. Yes, it's stupid. Yes, I understand. It's just absolutely, it's dumb. But now him taking the vet minimum, it takes that price tag down to $1.25 million. So if he does play, we just got a great player for $1.25 million. Yes, I understand he is not going to play all 16 games or all 17 games, but the leadership that he brings and when he's actually on the field, he makes a significant difference. On the other hand, if he retires, now instead of having that $12 million that we can't do anything with, now we have approximately $8 to $10 million that we can play with. And obviously, coming into today, we had like $400,000 in cap space, so still got a lot of work to do to create cap space. However, that is a massive W. Now, Bradley Chubb, that creates even more cap space. His cap hit is $28.6 million this year, but his base salary is $19.8. Once again, don't understand how that maths, but that's just how the NFL cap system works. So basically, we're going to take his base salary and cut it down. It has not been announced what it's been cut down to, but he will have a chance to earn back every single penny through incentives that has been announced. So now we're going to get a little bit more breathing room there. We're going to be able to have, hopefully it comes in like $10 million, but we'll see what the actual number is when it comes out. It's just a massive W for Mike McDaniel in particular, but the Dolphins as a whole this offseason. To be able to have the leadership in the facility, to have two of your biggest vets be like, yeah, I want to stay here. I want to help out this team as much as possible. I'm not only going to restructure my contract, I'm going to take a pay cut. That is a huge thing. Like, let's not like, in this day and age, where do you ever see, besides the Patriots throughout Brady's 20 years, when do you really see guys take pay cuts? When do you really be like, oh yeah, like that, good for that team, like, and they're championship contenders. Right now we're fighting for a playoff spot. Like, we are not championship contenders. We are fighting for a playoff spot. We are fighting to win a playoff game. But these players are understanding that Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, their jobs are on the line. And that if they want to continue their playing careers down here, if they want the culture to stay the way it is down here, they need to do what it takes to help out these coaches keep their jobs. And if that means taking a pay cut so they can bring in someone else to help us get to the next level, to help us win that playoff game, to help, like, obviously, winning a playoff game would be huge. But that not only helps out the team, that not only helps out the fans, ownership, that helps out the biggest thing, Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer keeping their jobs, because that's what it's all about. That is what this offseason is going to be about, is how can the Dolphins somehow, some way build a roster that is not only going to be able to contend, but compete in the playoffs. Because if we're not able to, like, yeah, we're able to get to the playoffs, cool, great. But if it's anything like our last time in the playoffs, or the time before that where Tua didn't play, like, yeah, we almost won against the Bills, great. With Skylar Thompson, that's fantastic. The next year, we got blown out in Kansas City. We can't be having that. If we go in and we have, if we lose in a dominating fashion like that in the playoffs again, I don't see them coming back. So these players, they're buying into the culture. And not only buying in, they're bought into the culture. They are bought in. And this just tells you how much the players love Mike McDaniel, how much they love it being here in Miami. And I'm not sure if I said this earlier in the video or not, having that ownership that, you know, brings in the stuff to keep these players happy. There's a reason that the Dolphins were first in the Players Association pool. It's because they do everything great. They take care of the families of the players. They treat the players right. The facilities are amazing. Who doesn't love living in Miami? Like, let's be real. Like, go a little bit further south of the stadium, that's a little different, but who doesn't love living in Miami? Like, where the stadium is, where the training facility is, it's great. You're not far from anything. It is a huge accomplishment in the offseason for this. And I understand, like, okay, yeah, Dolphins winning in the offseason again. I get it. But this was huge, not only for the season, but for Mike McDaniel trying to keep his job. And through, this is just an amazing thing for the Dolphins. And it's going to be also really cool to be able to, at least hopefully, fingers crossed, to see Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, and Chop Robinson rotating across this edge rush group, because that's going to be really cool. Imagine, just like think about this for a sec, just because you're in a third down situation. You know that they're in a passing situation, and you throw all three of them in for a blitz play. Sorry for your ears right there, but like, dude, who are you going to stop? Like, yeah, Bradley Chubb, I don't expect him to be super fast coming off of his ACL injury, but like, same thing with Phillips, but Phillips looks like he's superhuman in his recovery process right now. But like Chop, like imagine mid-season, like all three of those guys healthy, trying to pass rush at the same time. Like, given that would be like special circumstances where like you're like, we absolutely want to get to the quarterback right now, and we're gonna blitz you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Type of play. That's that type of play. But regardless, you'll probably only see two of them on the field at the same time. But yeah, that little trio roaming around, I can't wait for it this season. I really can't. That's gonna be awesome. Deuces, y'all.